Hi everybody, in this screencast we're focusing solely on the difference quotient. This is a subject that a lot of students struggle with, so be sure to go through this screencast maybe several times. You can mute it and just go through the slides if you need to. All we're going to be doing is finding the difference quotient for a function. I'm going to go through two examples with you. All right, so first of all, the difference quotient. The difference quotient is defined as f of x plus h minus f of x over h. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at an example. So the example that we're going to do is construct and simplify the difference quotient for f of x is equal to 3x minus 5. Basically, this is the recipe, right, for this function. So we're going to have to find f of x plus h and subtract f of x. So we're going to find f of x plus h first, subtract f of x. So I've just written it out more clearly because I want everything to fit on the page for you. So the first thing we need to do is find f of x plus h. So f of x plus h means that we're going to take 3x minus 5 and plug x plus h in for x. So we'll distribute the 3. We get 3x plus 3h minus 5. All right, f of x is next. Well, there's nothing to do there. We already know what f of x is. It's equal to 3x minus 5. So what we're going to do, I tried to highlight this, is f of x plus h is 3x plus 3h minus 5. And f of x is 3x minus 5. So we're going to put these two expressions into our formula for the difference quotient. So what we end up with is we have 3x plus 3h minus 5 in for f of x plus h. We have 3x minus 5 in for f of x. And there's a subtraction sign between them. Do you see where these are coming from? F of x plus h is right here. F of x is right here. And there's a subtraction sign between them. So remember, in the next step, I'm going to be distributing this negative sign and getting rid of the parentheses. So I have 3x plus 3h minus 5 minus 3x plus 5. Do you see why it's a positive 5? Because I'm distributing this negative. Now a bunch of things cancel. These two 3x's cancel, these negative 5 and positive 5's cancel, and I'm left with 3h over h. And 3h divided by h is equal to 3. Okay, now let's go through another example. Example 2. So in this one, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. So we're going to construct and simplify the difference quotient for f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. So we're going to find f of x plus h and f of x. So I'm going to plug x plus h in for x in this expression. Take a minute, pause the screencast if you need to see what happened. Now I have to find x plus h squared, and I'll distribute negative 2 to x plus h and then add 1 at the end. Notice this is equal to x squared plus 2x plus h squared. A lot of students screw that up. X plus h squared is not x squared plus h squared. Remember, there is a middle term. Be very, very careful here. Remember to use FOIL. And then distribute the 3. Don't distribute the 3 first. That will screw you up. So first we're going to do x plus h squared. Then we're going to distribute the 3. So we end up with 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared minus 2x minus 2h plus 1. Take a minute, try that yourself and check with this screencast. It's really, really important. It's the little details that students screw up on. So make sure that you're paying attention to every single detail, every single sign. All right, now f of x is just this expression, 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. We're going to put those together, the f of x plus h, which we worked out on the previous screen, and f of x which we already knew, and we're going to put those into our difference quotient. So f of x plus h minus f of x. In the next screen, I'm going to distribute this negative sign, getting rid of all the parentheses. And then a lot of things should cancel. So every one of these, -1, positive 2x, negative 3x squared, all cancel. So the only terms left are 6xh plus 3h squared minus 2h. And I can divide an h out of each one of those. So I end up with 6h divided by h is 6x, 3h squared divided by h is 3h, and negative 2h divided by h is negative 2. And that's the difference quotient. Good luck. Feel free to come back to this screencast many times and look through it, or have it next to your screen when you're doing one of the homework problems. I hope it helps, and email me if you have any questions whatsoever.